Hey folks, welcome back to another movie recap, Mama, which is a supernatural horror film directed by Andy Muschietti. So, let's get started. The father of 3-year-old Victoria and 1-year-old Lily has a nervous breakdown as part of the financial collapse. He finishes partners and the children's mother before fleeing with his 2 girls. The car crashes, and the family find a cabin deep in the woods. The father decides he must finish them all, but before he can shoot Victoria, a spectral presence envelopes him and sucks up his life force. The ghost stares at the 2 girls and then brings them food. Several years go by, and we are shown that the children are raised in the cabin and become feral, though stay healthy and happy. We then open several years later on Lucas, who is a poor artist. He uses most of his meager salary to pay a few amateur trackers to try and find his nieces. He is supported by his girlfriend Annabelle, who loves him despite having a wild lifestyle. One day, the trackers manage to find the cabin and recover the girls. The girls are initially put in the care of a child therapist named Dr. Dreyfus. He informs Lucas and Annabelle that the girls believe they were raised by an entity called Mama, though he believes Mama is simply a split personality of Victoria's. Because she was older when they arrived at the cabin and remembers her parents, Victoria is more able to readjust to civilized life than Lily, who remains obsessed with Mama. The girls' wealthy Aunt Jean sues for custody, but after Annabelle and Lucas agree to let Dr. Dreyfus have unfettered access to them, he helps them gain custody and moves the new family into a house his organization owns. Annabelle is supportive, but very distant with the girls. Lucas is thrilled to have them. During an interview, Victoria tells Dr. Dreyfus about Mama's vague backstory, and he is intrigued. Dr. Dreyfus does further research, ultimately discovering that Victoria's story matches the story of a woman who was in an insane asylum in the 1800s. That woman had a child while institutionalized, but finished several of the nuns before escaping with her baby. Mama fled into the woods, closely pursued by the police. Rather than be captured, Mama leaps off a cliff with her child. As they plummet, however, the child is caught on an overhanging limb, while Mama falls into the river and floats downstream. The police recover the baby's body, place the remains in a box, and store the box in an archive. Dr. Dreyfus recovers the box, but does not inform Lucas or Annabelle of the story. Meanwhile, spooky things occur in the house. One night, Lucas sees Mama's butterflies and is startled when he sees her emerging from a wall. Lucas falls down the stairs and goes into a coma, leaving Annabelle as the sole provider. At first, the relationship remains frosty, but the girls and Annabelle begin to bond to the point where they say they love each other. During a session, Dr. Dreyfus angers Victoria so much that Mama emerges to defend her. Victoria also reveals that Mama had wandered the woods for years looking for her baby, and eventually found she and her sister. Knowing the story is real, Dr. Dreyfus goes to the cabin to further explore, but finished by Mama. Annabelle, concerned at bruises that appear on the girls and their fear of Mama, steals his notes and the box with Mama's child's remains. Annabelle soon comes to believe in Mama's existence too. A now jealous Mama attacks Annabelle and knocks her out, possesses Aunt Jean, and abducts the girls. When Annabelle regains consciousness, she takes the baby's remains and drives to the cabin. There, she finds Lucas, who was told by his brother in a dream to rescue the girls at the cabin. They also find Aunt Jean dead in the cabin. Annabelle and Lucas see the girls standing on a cliff and run up to them. Mama emerges and begins to entice the girls to walk off the cliff. Lucas grabs them both and Mama attacks. Annabelle, however, pulls out the baby's remains and gives them to Mama. The ghost seems placated and begins to ascend to heaven when she hears Lily call out to her. Mama tosses her dead child aside and resumes her assault, knocking Lucas out. Mama attempts to knock out Annabelle too, but Annabelle refuses to give up. Mama ultimately realizes that Victoria wishes to stay with Annabelle and relinquishes her, knowing Annabelle loves Victoria too. Though Victoria and Annabelle beg Lily to stay with them, she clings happily to Mama. Mama and Lily plummet off the cliff and are enveloped in a cocoon as they fall. When the cocoon hits the water, it shatters and dozens of butterflies emerge. As Annabelle and the revived Lucas hug Victoria, a butterfly lands on Victoria's arm. She recognizes that her sister's soul is within the butterfly and that Lily and Mama are now forever connected. So, that's all about our today's film, Mama. Share your thoughts on the comment box about this movie. I'm signing off and we'll see you in the next movie.